American way. Throwing bets like haymakers. UFC fight night, no faking these heartbreakers. Punch stats, bankrolls, the scorecards never fold. Etoft21 sports talking bold like this catching gold. Like Erik saying underdogs got swagger. Weight counter champs got a clan and jaw won't stagger. Money on the line, bets as sharp as a dagger. Hot tops, bling, flashing lights, heavyweight bagger. Etoft21 clash of minds, no surprise. Erik Raid in the ring, shouting hard, shooting high. Fight night dreams, cold cash gleam in their eyes. Betting broad, UFC calls on the podcast sky.
We have reached part of the podcast where we're going to be talking some UFC Vegas 109, and who better to come on than the man, the myth, the legend. Still, he's teary-eyed that Sam Darnold's no longer wearing the purple. My boy Wade. Wade, how you doing, man?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right.
Interesting fight card, to say the least.
Yep.
Really looking forward to, I believe it is next week with the UFC 319. Should be an absolutely loaded card in my backyard of Chicago, but I'm not going to be here that weekend. So, and of course I was offered tickets to it. So that's just my life that I'm living right now. But we're not here to talk about that. Talk about a little UFC Vegas 109. Those tuning in for the first time, we each have 3 bets. We're going to go do our finish parlay, hit 2 out of 3 last week with it. And we'll build you a nice little DFS lineup. And for those watching for the first time or listening for this first time, I cannot pronounce names at all, so this is always fun. So, Wade, kick us off, my friend.
Yep, my first pick that I am going to go with is a parlay with Jocelyn Edwards moneyline and Gene Matsumoto moneyline. I thought about taking these guys a couple different ways. I think both of these fighters can actually win inside the distance. I think both might be able to find submissions, and you can get pretty nice plus money odds on that. Edwards brings a raw power with finishing instincts, riding a 2-fight finish streak, and she has a good shot to find a finish late here in rounds 2 or 3 against a very tough Priscilla Cachoeira. Edwards has been a decision machine, going the distance in 8 straight fights before her last 2 fights. So that's always, I guess she should be going to the distance in these fights, but she's looked a little bit different in the last 2 fights, and I think she might be able to find an angle of enough damage to find a decision or a submission inside the distance against Priscilla. Priscilla has never been knocked out in 19 professional fights, but she has 4 losses by submission. So I do think if Edwards attacks there, she should be good enough to at least pull out the money line win, if not find a submission for some nice plus money action. Gene Matsumoto is a tough, versatile fighter coming off a very close decision loss, and I expect him to bounce back pretty quickly here, back into the win column. Miles John has made us some nice coin, actually. He's very durable, and he will fight for your money, so he's always somebody that I actually like to back. Having said that, Matsumoto is on the rise. He should be better everywhere here. He lands more significant strikes per minute, and he lands more takedowns per fight. I think he will bring pressure forward, as he likes to force striking first to set up his takedowns. I like seeing how he took punches from Rob Font, so that makes me not too terrified of what Miles John can do here. He does have some heavy hands, so Matsumoto's got to be aware of that, which I know he will be. Matsumoto's cardio and his technical skills should find his hand raised, and as I mentioned, I think his submission for around plus 500 is a sneaky look as well.
I like it. My first one, going to the OG. Give me Angela Hill via decision plus 205. She enters this matchup against Lucindo as a significant underdog at her age, 40, 17 years age difference between their opponents, but the fight is heavily favored to go the distance minus 500, and I'm getting plus 205 on one fight. Stylistically, indicators point toward Hill's most likely path to winning is via decision. Luciando's recent form raises some questions, particularly after her lackluster performance in her last outing, where she just didn't engage in one of prior decision loss, landed only 30 significant strikes. So 2 fights ago, 30 significant strikes. Her last fight, she had 4. just wasn't able to land, wasn't able to engage. If Hill can keep this fight standing, which is a big if, but her grappling has gotten better, especially her takedown defense. With the volume that she throws, she's going to hold a significant advantage in activity and output. She has shown increased offensive volume in recent bouts, continues to round out her game, adding improved grappling to her skill set. Recent evidence by her guillotine choke victory a couple fights ago. More importantly, Hill has consistently proven her ability to win on the scorecards. 13 of her last 14 fights have gone to the decision. She's coming off a split decision win in February of 2025. A veteran since 2014, 32 professional fights. Her experience allows her to manage pace, control exchanges, navigate close rounds, areas where the 23-year-old may be still developing. Statistically, Hill lands 5.46 strikes per minute, 60% accuracy, and her 72% takedown defense should enable her to dictate range and tempo. Plus, when given Lucindo's tendency slow and output striking battles, Hill's proven ability to accumulate points over 3 rounds. The value lies in Hill via decision plus 205. So, boom. That's my first bet, my friend.
Very nice.
Next bet.
Do another parlay here. Euros Medic money line with Steve Urseg spread, which is -3.5. Euros Medic is a fast technical striker with a perfect finish rate in his wins. He has a 10-3 record, 8 wins by knockout, 2 by submission. He's coming off a devastating first-round knockout within the first 30 seconds, and we were on him in that fight, so he owes us, and I believe a lot of other people, some money after that performance. I believe the UFC is setting Medic up to get back into the win column here. He will have to be aware of Urbina's takedowns and grappling game, but if Medic doesn't allow Urbina to get his game going, I think Medic could find a knockout here inside the distance. His speed and power create a dangerous combination against Urbina, who has shown striking defense vulnerabilities. Steve Urseg on the other side is an accomplished wrestler with slick grappling skills. He's coming off 3 straight losses, which is usually somebody I honestly wouldn't back in this position, but I do think the UFC kind of fed him to the wolves. He had a quick title fight, and he's really fought a tough schedule his last 3 fights. 2 of those fights, he went the distance, and he almost dethroned one of the best champions that we've had in a long time in Pantoja. Made a few mistakes in that fight, and he really could have came out on top there. He gets a little bit of a reset here. I have seen some people taking a Hail Mary shot on O'Day Osborne. I think that's kind of crazy. I do think Urseg should be too much here with the wrestling and the submission threats. As long as I do think Urseg will strike with Osborne. He just has to be aware of an early knockout from Osborne, but I think he can avoid that crazy KO shot. Urseg should have his way here. I think he can either find a finish or he should win pretty easily with the judges, something like a 27-30 across the board.
I like it, dude. I like it. And I like taking big shots, buddy.
Yeah, you got to.
And I can't wait to see your reaction on this one.
There you go.
Any thoughts?
Nope. Not happening. You never know. You never know. You know what? With the girls, at least with the girls' fights, you honestly do have like a 50-50 shot with these kind of things.
So, like, she's a Storolenko submission specialist. Her to win this sub plus 575. 10 of her 11 career wins have come by armbar. Black belt and BJJ, former Invinza bantamweight championship, has high level grappling credentials. When we look at Fernandez's takedown defense, historically speaking, only 50% was dominating the mat early in her UFC fights, despite recent improvements. This is Storolenko's best chance to win, close the distance, gain the clinch, force the fight to the ground early. Once there, her armbar game is lethal. Fernandez is the better striker, but vulnerability in scrambles. Weight class edge since moving to flyweight. Storolenko's strength and durability have improved, making her more effective in clinch and takedown situations. Recent form, she did have an armbar win over Molly McCann. Look, she's going to press forward, use a clinch, enter to drag Fernandez down. And also, I kind of feel like, remember, she faced Chang, who was like this huge favorite. She caught her with a punch, knocked her out, and then got the submission win. And I think people are kind of valuing her as this big submission specialist. I don't see it. I'm going to take Stoliarenko, who basically just wins by arm war. She's going to be hunting for subs all fight plus 575. I'll take a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I think my favorite look in that fight is actually the fight to not go the distance. I know it's a little juicy, but that gives an edge to your side to win, because I do think one of these fighters can win by decision or by a finish pretty easily in this fight.
Next fight, my friend, and I love seeing this one from you.
You know what? I will preface this pick by saying I'm only taking this because of the value. Anthony Hernandez is actually one of my favorite fighters in the UFC. I think he could make a run at the championship at some point, but I do think this is one of the toughest fights that he has had yet. Roman Dolidze is a world-class grappler with 15 wins, 8 coming by knockout, displaying the brutal power that he can bring to a fight. He can strike with power and aggression, often walking opponents down and hunting for damage. If threatened on the ground, he is no slouch there either, though his 33% takedown defense is a major concern here for me. Dolidze has shown flashes of brilliance. He sometimes struggles with consistency, while occasionally fading in later rounds, causing him to lose close decisions. His recent hard-fought victory over Marvin Vettori was a striking heavy battle and showing me that he can go 5 rounds, which was now his second 5-round fight that he's gone to. His other one was a majority decision loss to I believe Nasruddin Imavov, who is one of the best fighters in the division right now. So his two of these fights that he's gone the distance with are 2 very good fighters. And Anthony Hernandez on the other side is an exceptionally high output wrestler with black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, averaging over 6 takedowns per 15 minutes. He has been a money-making machine for me and my members, honestly, as he's reeled off 7 straight UFC wins. I think we've been on every single one of those, but one of them we did not take. We just stayed off of the fight. So it's kind of tough to go against him here. He leans his hat on being durable while controlling the pace and having incredible cardio while wearing damage very well. I think this will be his toughest fights, as he now meets somebody who can grapple and scramble with him on the ground, all while presenting major problems on the feet with power. Hernandez has been touched up, and he's been hit in recent fights, which kind of makes me lean towards Dolidze being able to find enough damage to hurt him before they get to the later rounds. Hernandez really does need to get this to the ground and keep working to win each exchange. This is really a tough fight to cap. Dolidze does have a chance to finish this fight, but if it does go later, I do expect Hernandez to look pretty good in rounds 4 or 5. With Dolidze never being finished in his career, while Hernandez has 2 losses by finish, 1 by submission and 1 by knockout, I just think that puts this Dolidze plus 275 at too much value to pass up.
Just got an alert that Mr. Sanders scored his first touchdown.
Did he run one in or what?
It was a pass.
Did he pass it?
It was a pass. You're going to have to pronounce this name for me before I start talking.
I don't even know either, man.
Cirquilla?
No, I think it's Sakara.
Sakara? All right. Sakara here, plus 500. Now, look, Walker, young guy, 26 years old, tall, rangy striker who uses creative elbow spinning attacks, solid wrestling, submission, even lost his UFC debut versus a split decision, earned a fight of the night bonus. That showed he got talent. I went back and I watched that fight. I really wasn't that impressed. I don't even know how a judge honestly scored him to win a round. His cardio came into question in that fight, but it was short notice deal, full training camp. Is his condition going to be better? We don't know. Walker's wrestling athleticism make him the favorite here, minus 600 odds. Definitely more of a polished fighter on paper. But when we look at Rafael, he's sitting at a juicy plus 500. 35 more experience. He's fought 13 pro fights compared to Walker's 7. The experience translates into a better fight IQ and composure, even though his UFC record is 0-2. He's a classic aggressive striker with real knockdown power. 8 of his 11 wins have come by TKO or KO. His UFC outings haven't gone well. 2 first-round KO losses. And that's pretty much due to tough matchups and some hesitation when he's under the big lights. Now, he has power. If he lands first, he can end this fight quickly. Walker is showing some inactivity in fights, could open up the door for some striking. We have the experience. We have some preparation. To me, this is just a high risk, low reward thing. I'm getting plus 500. And we've seen this before where a fighter has come in as a high prospect and he like had like a quote unquote good outing. In his next fight, he was a heavy favorite and he didn't look good. I'm going with that angle here. I'm going to take plus 500. I think the odds are just too wide apart.
Yeah, these big favorites are pretty crazy in this one. I do think Walker gets it done. I have my favorite pick in this fight is the under 1.5. I think something happens in the first. Both of these fighters rarely make it out of the first round, so I think the best bet is the under 1.5 in this fight.
Let's go ahead. Let's do our little parlay. In terms of parlay, where is your head at? What we'd like to do is we'd like to do a finish parlay. Let's go ahead, man. Who do you think wins via decision? Edwards? Hill? If Hill wins it, it's going to be via decision.
No.
I mean, if you don't like Hill, then that's the case. You like Edwards?
Not that I don't not like Hill. I just think it's I think we should put some surefire things. God, I'm worried Edwards could get the finish late. It's just crazy to think girls finish. Yeah, take Edwards. She's had 2 finishes. I don't think she's gonna have 3 finishes in a row.
All right, so we got Edwards here. Boom. Next
Matsumoto decision's a pretty good look too.
Next fighter to win via KO.
Well, I think that's a Smith. I think Smith is a lock, but maybe I'm crazy. Smith or Medic, I think. Medic.
Which
that
one
fight's going under 1.5.
Smith, or do you want Medic?
Medic is more. I think we can trust him more. We haven't really seen it in the UFC from Smith yet, but he's due to have a KO. His KO prop's like minus 250.
Minus 200 on Rivers.
Yeah, it's like books are guaranteed. Books are.
You want
everybody?
Medic, is that what you said?
I think Medic can get a KO too. It's
all right. He's minus 175. Okay, so let's go ahead. We need to find a.
Is he really minus 175 for a KO? Jeez. All right. Well.
Oh my God, fucking A, man. We need to find a.
I think C-Rod or Matsumoto can get submissions. Matsumoto's submission number is huge. C-Rod's might be too, but C-Rod, or I know Matsumoto subs like plus 400, plus 500.
Let's go Matsumoto.
I think that sounds like a better. I think Matsumoto could get a decision. I feel like this is a pretty good.
He's plus 540.
Parlay
so
here.
Plus 1923.
That's nice.
1923.
I'm pretty good about all 3 of these too.
Let's go ahead. I'll put this bad boy in here.
I'm surprised you didn't bet on your boy Brundage, man. Guess he's not plus money though.
He's not plus money, man. I'm not chasing no. Brundage is a favorite. I'm good.
Yeah, I know. He's like minus 165 or minus 170 or something.
Brundage is a dog.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and bring up the old DFS lineup. So you're really high in Medic. Who else are you looking at, my friend?
I think Edwards is probably a lock on this card. Although it's really tough to say a girl's a lock. No girl is ever a lock.
I like Hill because she throws so many 6 strikes, dude.
Yeah, I don't mind her. I think that's going to go to a decision. It's going to be close. It's probably going to be a split decision. That's nice.
So if we go Hill right here, we got 3 more. I
mean, personally, I like, just to let you know, I mean, I like all the top guys. I think Walker wins. I think Smith wins. We can't use those. They're too expensive. I think I like Duncan. I like Urseg. The Hernandez one, it's like you could go either way with that one. You could take him or
Matsumoto is plus 80. Is it plus? Jesus. 85.
I think he has a chance to finish. I think
I
C-Rod
like
could
him.
win. C-Rod's a little. I've seen some people on Feely, so the C-Rod one brings me a little
I
hesitation.
kind
But
of like Feely too.
Johns, I mean, Delidze's probably going to get some points. I mean, hell, he averages 82 and he's that cheap. I mean, you can't not pass up on him.
If we put him in there, all right, so let's take him out. I mean, you like Smith, right? Is that who you said? Out of these three,
I think Smith's a lock.
Okay, so boom.
Smith or Duncan, either one. I think both of them are locks.
Do we go with my boy?
I think he's going to lose too. I think he's going to lose in the first round as well. But
all right. So we can't put Smith in. We'll have to look for some.
Yeah, I wouldn't do those guys.
Middle of the road.
I think Rodriguez is going to win, but is your girl going to? Can she get us some points? What's her average?
Who's my girl?
Stolyarenko or whatever.
I mean, for her, it's just all about sub stuff.
She has to get in. It's like a first round.
One thing with her, she gives up a lot of ground control. That's the one thing with her. She's going to win by sub. She's going to. I mean, that's the one thing with her.
Like a Hail Mary.
That's her only path to win is just sub. So
why can't we put Delidze in there? He's too cheap.
Who? You want to put Delidze? But then who do we put as the 8,600? We got Rodriguez. You want to go Rodriguez, Brundage?
I think C-Rod's going to win. I just think Feely's just a little past his prime, but it's like a tricky one because Feely could win. I would not be shocked. I know you probably like Feely too. I just have a feeling you like Feely. That's why I didn't say Rodriguez.
I like Feely. This is fine, dude. So here we go. Rodriguez, Duze, Matsumoto, Hill, Edwards, and Medic. That is our DFS lineup. Wade, I'd like to thank you for coming on the podcast, talking a little UFC. Why don't you tell the people where they can find you, my friend?
Yeah, just come check me out over at Top Flight Wagers at all social media. Come check me out over on Twitter where we drop in giveaways all day long, YouTube videos, articles with free picks, usually a PGA, UFC article. UFC article usually gives different looks than I give on this show. So yeah, go check that stuff out.
Make sure to check out his Discord too. Sometimes I pop in when I remember to post some plays and everything. So
absolutely. Make
sure to give my boy Wade a follow. And the NFL season's right around the corner, and he'll be posting a lot with college and pro stuff in there. So make sure to give him a follow. We'll be back next week talking a little 319. We'll talk then, my friend.
Yeah. See you guys.